Hello everyone and welcome back to English Tips for Finns, and this is video number 20. So this is the first of two videos where I talk about common pronunciation mistakes that Finns make when they speak English, and I just want to say a few things before I start. So first, I just want to remind you that the Finnish pronunciation is very good. So it's very clear and understandable, and people never have a problem understanding Finns. So that's very important to understand. But of course you do make mistakes. Second, people always ask me, how do I improve my pronunciation? And one way, of course, is just to surround yourself with English and let it kind of sink in there. But another way, as Matt Damon said in The Martian, is to science the shit out of it. So go to YouTube videos, watch them, watch what your mouth has to do and your tongue and how you actually say these, and practice them and practice them and practice them. Okay, and third, I just want to remind you that there's many different varieties of English. There's American English, British English, Australian English. So I think these are pretty consistent across all those varieties, but there might be a little bit of an American tint to it. So just keep that in mind. So with that in mind, let's get started. So I'm not going to go heavy into the phonetics in this video, but there are three very important concepts that you need to know before I think we can go on. And I'll go through those now. So the first one is what is known as a voiced consonant. And that is when a sound is made in the vocal cords. And when you say a voiced consonant, you can really feel the vibration in your throat. So take the example zoo. Zoo. You can really feel the vibration there. Dad. Dad. Guy. Guy. Okay, the second concept is unvoiced consonants. And that is when only air passes through the mouth. And sometimes you can actually feel it come out of the mouth. So pat, pat, sit, sit, tip, tip. And unvoiced consonants are difficult for Finns, and this is a key area to sort of understand and learn. And the final concept is what is known as stop consonants. And a stop consonant has two parts to it. First, air is blocked, and then it's released. So take the sound duh, duh. So your tongue is in the back of your teeth, in the upper part of the back of your front teeth, and that sort of blocks the air. But then you release the tongue and the air comes out. So dad, dad. So duh would be a stop consonant. So the unvoiced th sound and the voiced th sound are grouped together because they take the same mouth position. And the mouth position is basically this. The tip of the tongue, the very tip of the tongue, not too much of your tongue, is between the front teeth. So for example, the unvoiced tooth and the voiced them. And remember that unvoiced means that only air passes through the mouth. And voiced means you can feel the sound in your vocal cords. So as I said just a minute ago, Finns have a lot of trouble with the unvoiced sounds. So one way to test it is you should feel your throat. And if you can feel vibrations in there, then it's not unvoiced. So you should keep that in mind throughout this whole video. Okay, but let's do some sounds now. So first, the unvoiced th sound. Okay, so here we go. Thin, thin, think, think, birthday, birthday, cloth, cloth, teeth, teeth. And now the voiced th sound. This, this. And again, you can feel the vibration when you say these, unlike the unvoiced when you can't feel that. The, that, that, brother, brother, bathe, bathe. Okay, so related to this, a lot of Finns have a problem with the word three, or that THR cluster, like through or throughout. And this connects nicely to what I just talked about. So when you make that TH sound, or th, your lips don't do anything. So you can use your lips to transition to the next sound more easily. For example, watch when I say this word, the. So my lips really aren't doing much. But with the word three, I'm already making the R sound, or my lips are making that formation to make the R sound. So three. So look at my lips. Three. So that's a very important tip in learning the word three or through. through. So a few moments ago, we talked about stop consonants. And stop consonants are when airflow is blocked and then released. And T and D are examples of stop consonants. And they're paired together because they take the same mouth position when you say them. And the mouth position is this. So the tip of the tongue is all the way forward in the mouth, almost to the back of the teeth. And the teeth are closed and the air is blocked in your vocal cords. And then when you say the sound, the tongue comes down, the teeth open, and the air is released. So Finns have problems with the unvoiced T. And remember that unvoiced means that only air passes through the mouth. So let's do a couple of those words now. Top, top, tap, tap, it, cat, cat, late, late. And the voiced version is D, basically. So that means you can feel it in your vocal cords when you say it. Let's go through those words. Did, do, dad, made, and. B and P, like T and D, are grouped together because they use the same mouth position. And like T and D, B and P are stop consonants. And if you remember, a stop consonant is when airflow is restricted and then released. So tap, tab. So the airflow is restricted and then released. So in this case, it's the P that is unvoiced. And if you remember again, unvoiced means only air passes through the mouth. So this is the problem area for Finns, because Finns have problems with unvoiced sound. So it's p, p, p. So you can actually feel the air coming out of your mouth. The voiced B is easier for Finns. And voiced, again, means that the sound is created in your vocal cords. B, b, b. And with this sound, the lips are together while the teeth move slightly. So let's do some of those sounds now. So the unvoiced P, p, p. Pig, pig. P, p. Puppy, puppy. Jump, jump. Top, top. And now the voiced B. Boy, boy. Bike, bike. Bubble, bubble. Rub, rub. Tub, tub. Like the previous examples, the k sound and the g sound are grouped together because they use the same mouth position. The k sound is unvoiced because only air passes through the mouth. The g sound is voiced because you make the sound with your vocal cords. And like the previous two examples, these are examples of stop consonants. So this means that air is restricted and then released. So with these sounds, you basically take the back of your tongue and press it against your palate. So, gu, gu, gu. And then, that's the restricted airflow part, and then you release it. G, ka, g, ka. So Finns, once again, have problems with the unvoiced K because it sounds a little bit like a G, a G sound. So I will give you some examples now. So here we go. Cat, cat. Kit, kit. Bake, bake. Back, back. Stick, stick. Okay, now the voiced G sound. Girl, girl. Go, go. Tingle, tingle. Big, big. Dog, dog. The cha and ja sound are also grouped together because they use the same mouth position. Cha is unvoiced because only air passes through the mouth. Ja is voiced because you create the sound in your vocal cords. And Finns have more trouble with ch, but there's also a little bit of trouble with j as well. So I will explain how to make that sound now. So basically, your tongue is making that t, t, d sound. So your tongue is touching the roof of your mouth. At the same time, your mouth is making the sh sound. So your tongue is at the top of your mouth is making the sh sound. When you put your tongue to the top of your mouth, it's holding the air, and then when you release it, the air comes out. Cha, 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 ja, ja, ja. So I will give you some examples of words that take these sounds. So first, the ch, the cha, unvoiced sound. Child, child. Church, church. Century, century. Batch, batch. Watch, watch. And now the voiced j sound. Joy, joy. Judge, judge. Educate, educate. Large, large. Edge, edge. Okay, that's it. So part 2 will be coming soon. In the meantime, I hope you will like the video. I hope you will subscribe. I hope you will share it wherever. I hope you will follow me on Twitter, and I hope you will enroll in my course, 50 Common English Mistakes Made by Finns. All of that in the description box below. So see you next time.